Miss Lane.
Oh, I was beginning to think you weren't going to show up. Hell, it took me a while to even believe this was really happening. I thought it was a dream at first.
Why's that, Miss Lane? Surely I haven't built a reputation of absence.
No, of course not. It's just, you're Superman. The Superman, the most powerful man this planet has ever known. The guy who manages to captivate the world every day, whether you're fighting all kinds of evil or just saving a cat from a tree. You're Earth's greatest hero.
I appreciate it. But I really don't need all of this praise, Miss Lane. Nor do I think I've earned it.
Well then, let's stop talking about what the world thinks about Superman, and let's start hearing from the man himself. Are you ready for your interview?
It would be my pleasure.
For someone who's constantly in the public eye, the people seem to know so little about you. So I want to start at the beginning. When did you decide to become Superman?
That's a great question. Not one that I'm sure I can give a clear answer to, but I guess the best place to start would be when I was a kid. I was raised on a small farm in a rural town. It was just me and my parents.
Martha, the boys home.
The boys home? Since when did we start announcing my arrival?
Since you went and broke Foreman's hand.
Your principal called us an hour ago.
You didn't seriously think you could hide this from us, did you?
No, of course not. I just wanted to be the one to tell you guys, so you didn't jump to some crazy conclusions.
Clark, for Christ's sakes, you were using your powers again when we told you specifically not to.
Yeah, but...
I don't want to hear it. Get inside.
But Dad,
I said get inside. We'll talk about it later.
Growing up with superpowers was no easy task. My parents were the sweetest people you would ever know. But when it came to me and my powers, there was nothing they took more seriously. I may not have realized it at the time, but they were right for doing so.
Sweetie, are you ready to talk?
About what? About how you guys refuse to even listen to me?
You can't keep using your powers in public and expecting to talk your way out of it.
Jonathan, honey, Clark is right. We do need to listen to him.
But he used his powers to hurt a kid, Martha.
Powers or not, it isn't fair to ignore what happened.
Fine. Why don't you paint the picture for us, Clark? What really happened?
There's this guy at school. His name's Pete. For months, I've been watching him get constantly bullied and mocked by these jock assholes. Every time I see it happen, it takes everything within me not to get involved. But today, it finally crossed a line. They started physically assaulting him. I couldn't just stand by and do nothing. I had to teach them a lesson.
Dear God, Clark, it's not your job to get involved.
So what? I was just supposed to watch? What kind of person would I be if I just let it happen? I've got powers, Dad. If anyone should step in, it should be me.
No, Clark, that's exactly why you shouldn't get involved.
I don't know how I got these powers, but I know that I got them for a reason. What good will they be if I never use them? They don't need to know that it's me. I can wear a mask or something, but I can't do nothing.
Sweetie, I know you think that by using your powers, you'll be protecting others. But by not using them, you'll be protecting yourself.
Son, you're not invulnerable.
How do you know? You've never let me use my powers long enough to find out.
Clark, you have to understand that when we tell you not to use your powers, we're only looking out for you and your safety.
Meanwhile, guys like Pete Ross get their lives screwed up for being good people. I'm done with this conversation. I'm the only person in the whole world who can do what I can do. These powers are who I am, and if I can't use them, then I have no idea who I am anymore.
The pleas of my parents fell on deaf ears. I knew they were trying to keep me safe, and I loved them for it. But ever since I was a baby, they had always taught me the morals of what's right and wrong. And it's because of those lessons that I just couldn't be the bystander, not while I knew I could help those who needed it.
What's the... Who the hell are you?
Who I am isn't important. What is important is what's about to happen to the three of you. You saw it, didn't you? On the news?
We did. They haven't stopped showing the footage.
Listen, sweetie. Your father and I have been talking. We realize that we may have been a bit harsh with the no powers rule.
This whole time we thought that we were keeping you safe by holding you back. I now know that was wrong of us.
I don't understand. Why the change of heart?
Do you want to show him?
Come with me, son. Something you said last night really got to us. When you said that if you can't use your powers, then you don't know who you truly are. It's time we start being more honest with you. We weren't going to show you this until you were an adult, but it's clear that now is the right time. We've asked you to keep your powers a secret so that the world doesn't find out who you truly are. But we can't keep asking you to do that if you don't know who you truly are either. This is the ship that you were sent to this planet on. It's yours, son.
That was the day that I learned of my true home and my heritage. But I already knew what I wanted to do with my life. I wanted to help people, to protect those who were incapable of protecting themselves. And that had nothing to do with where I was from. I owe that to the people who raised me. The greatest parents a boy could have ever asked for. The lesson they taught me that will always stay with me the most is to always strive for a better tomorrow. And if my actions as Superman can help instill that same hope into those around me, then I've done my job.
That was beautiful.
I actually requested you for this interview for a very similar reason, Miss Lane.
What do you mean?
I didn't just come to you because you're a good reporter. I asked for you to do this interview because your words are inspiring. The news is always filled with so many unpleasant and unsettling topics. But when your words are put to paper, you have a way of moving people, like no other journalist does. You inspire people, just as much as I do. That's why there's no other person in the world who I'd ask to spend this evening with.
Wow, that means the world to me. I mean, I'll take that part off the record so it doesn't seem like I'm a narcissist in the article, but truly, thank you.
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I have to leave. It's been a pleasure, Miss Lane.
Please, call me Lois.
Okay. Thank you, Lois.
Is there any chance I'll get to know you on a first name basis as well?
One day, I have no doubt.